Hey legend, before we dive into the story, make sure to subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you. My girlfriend said, "This apartment is mine, you can go stay with your parents." I smiled and said, "All right, let's see who wins." The next morning, when she woke up, everything had changed. And for the first time, she realized, "You started the game, but in the end, I'm the winner. I'm 35, and until a month ago, I thought I had my life together. 4 years with Vanessa, a woman I genuinely believed was my future. We lived in what I considered our apartment, a 2-bedroom condo downtown that I'd purchased 6 years ago. She moved in after we'd been dating for about 10 months, and it felt natural. She worked in event planning, and we seemed solid. The kind of couple people assumed would get engaged soon. Then I came home early from a business trip. I was supposed to be gone until Thursday, but meetings wrapped up Tuesday afternoon. I caught an earlier flight, landed around 8 p.m., and my phone had died somewhere over Nevada. I got home around 9:30, used my keys, and found Vanessa on my couch with a guy I'd never seen before. They weren't in a compromising position exactly, but the way they jumped apart when I walked in said everything. Her hand had been on his leg. His arm was around her shoulders. 2 wine glasses sat on my coffee table. "Who's this?" I asked calmly. The guy stood up fast, looking like he wanted to vanish. "I'm Marcus." "I should go." "Yeah, you should." Vanessa started stammering. "This isn't what it looks like. He's just a friend from work. We were watching a movie." "Right," I said. "A friend." Marcus grabbed his jacket and practically ran out. Vanessa sat there, arms crossed defensively, face red. "You're overreacting. We fought for 2 hours. She swore nothing physical had happened, that I was being paranoid and controlling. But I've been cheated on before, back in my 20s. I know what guilt looks like. Over the next week, I watched her. She became protective of her phone, angling it away when texting. She started working late, 3 times that week when she'd never done that before. When she said she was meeting her sister for brunch on Saturday, I casually mentioned it to her sister later. Her sister had no idea what I was talking about. I didn't confront her yet. I needed proof, and I needed to protect myself. I went through our finances. That's when I found the charges. $280 at a downtown hotel in March. $420 at a restaurant I'd never been to in April. All on the credit card I'd added her to as an authorized user for emergencies. She'd been using my money to fund whatever this was. I called my buddy Derek, who's a lawyer. We met for coffee on a Tuesday morning. "Get her out," Derek said immediately. "The place is in your name only, right?" "Yeah, everything." "Then she's a tenant at will. Give her 30 days notice. If she doesn't leave, you file for eviction. Simple. What if she fights it? She won't have a case. No lease, no ownership, and you've got proof of financial misuse. Document everything and move forward." I started preparing. I photographed everything in the apartment that was mine, which was basically everything except her clothes. I moved important documents to a safety deposit box. I opened a new bank account and rerouted my paycheck. I took my grandmother's jewelry to my parents' house. Then I waited. Last Wednesday, Vanessa came home around 6:30. She was distant, barely looked at me, picked at her dinner. Around 8 p.m., she poured a large glass of wine and sat across from me. "We need to talk," she said. "Okay." She took a breath. "I don't think this is working anymore. I think we want different things." I nodded like I was processing. "What do you mean?" "I mean us. This relationship. I need space. I need to figure out who I am outside of this." Classic script. "So what are you suggesting?" She looked around the apartment, at the exposed brick I'd paid to restore, the kitchen I'd renovated. "I think you should move out for a while. This apartment is mine. I mean, ours, but I've made it home. It makes sense for me to stay while we figure things out." I had to bite my tongue to keep from laughing. "This apartment is mine. You want me to move out?" I said flatly. "Just temporarily. You can stay with your parents. They have that big house, and we can use the time to think." I leaned back and really looked at her. This woman was sitting in my kitchen, trying to kick me out of my own home so she could continue her affair in comfort. I smiled. "All right, let's see who wins." Her eyebrows knitted. "What?" "You heard me." She looked confused but relieved I wasn't fighting. "So you'll go?" "I'll leave tonight," I said, standing. "But Vanessa? You just made the biggest mistake of your life." Update 1. I packed and went to my parents' house that night. The next morning, I called Derek. By noon, I had formal eviction papers drafted. By 3 p.m., A process server delivered them to Vanessa at the apartment. My phone started ringing at 3:47 p.m. Vanessa. I didn't answer. She called 6 more times. The text started, "What the hell is this? You can't kick me out. This is my home too. Call me back right now. We can talk about this. Please don't do this." I didn't respond. Around 7 p.m. "Baby, I'm sorry. I overreacted. Please come home and we'll work this out." Too late. 4 days later, building management called. Vanessa had tried to remove my name from the mail directory. The property manager knew I owned the place and called to warn me. "She's trying to establish residency," Derek explained. "Document everything." On day 7, I went back with my dad to get some things. Vanessa answered in sweatpants and my old college shirt. "What do you want?" "Getting my things," I said. "You can't just show up here." My dad stepped forward. "Yes, he can. It's his property. Move aside or we call the police." She moved. Inside, I felt my blood pressure spike. She'd rearranged everything. My furniture, my books, my artwork. She'd moved my stuff to the spare bedroom and spread her things throughout like she was claiming territory. "What did you do?" I asked. "Making it mine," she said defiantly. "You left. This is my apartment now." "No, it's not." I photographed everything and packed what I needed. As we left, she grabbed my arm. "Why are you doing this?" For the first time, she looked scared. "You're sorry you got caught," I said, pulling free. "There's a difference." Update 2 day 15. Marcus messaged me on LinkedIn. "Hey man, I think we should talk. Vanessa told me you were separated and the apartment was hers. I didn't know the real situation." "I'm sorry," I replied. "How long were you seeing her?" "Since February. She said you two were basically roommates, that it was over but complicated." February. For months of lies. That same day, Vanessa's mom called, crying. "Is it true? Did you kick Vanessa out with nowhere to go? Did she tell you why?" "She said you're being cruel and controlling." I told her everything. The man on the couch, the credit card charges, the lies, the attempt to steal my home. Long silence. "That girl," her mother finally said, voice shaking. "I didn't raise her like this. I'm so sorry." Day 22. Vanessa's lawyer sent a letter demanding $15,000 in relocation costs and 90 days instead of 30. It vaguely threatened a lawsuit for emotional distress. Derek laughed. "She's got nothing. Let the 30 days expire and file for eviction." Day 30. I filed for eviction. Court date set for 3 weeks out. Update 3. The hearing was on a Thursday at 9 a.m. I wore a suit. Vanessa showed up in jeans with a discount lawyer. The judge was a no-nonsense woman in her 60s. Vanessa's lawyer tried. "Your Honor, my client has lived there for years and established it as her home. This eviction is retaliatory." I presented my documents. "Your Honor, I'm the sole owner. She's never been on the lease, never paid rent, lived as a guest." I gave proper notice. I also have proof she misused my credit card. I included the highlighted statements. The judge reviewed everything, then looked at Vanessa. "Did you pay the mortgage?" "I paid groceries and utilities." "Written rental agreement?" "No." "But, is your name on the deed?" "No, Your Honor, but we were together." The judge held up her hand. "I've heard enough. The defendant is the sole owner." Proper notice was given. Eviction granted. 7 days to vacate or the sheriff will assist. Vanessa's face crumpled. "Your Honor, I don't have anywhere to go." The judge's expression softened slightly. "That's unfortunate, but not the court's concern. You had 30 days plus hearing time." 7 days. Next case. In the hallway, Vanessa turned to me, mascara running. "You're really throwing me out on the street." "You tried to throw me out first," I said. "You just didn't realize it was my street. I have nowhere to go. Should have thought about that before cheating on me in my home with my money." I started walking, then turned back. "By the way, Marcus told me everything. Since February, Vanessa." She just stood there crying. I walked out into the sunshine and felt lighter than I had in months. Final update 2 months later, Vanessa's gone. She moved out on day 6. The apartment needed deep cleaning. She'd left trash everywhere and somehow stained my hardwood floors with wine. Cost me $600 to refinish them, but worth it. Through mutual friends, I learned she's living with Marcus now. Apparently, it's not going well. She's tried contacting me through social media a few times, swinging between apologetic and angry. I've blocked her everywhere. My credit card company refunded most of the fraudulent charges after I filed a report. The apartment is mine again, truly mine. I repainted, bought a new mattress, rearranged everything back how I like it. I've been on a few dates, nothing serious, but I'm not rushing. Someone at work asked if I felt guilty. I thought about it. No. Vanessa had every opportunity to be honest, faithful, to be a partner. She chose differently every time. She tried to manipulate me and steal my home. I just didn't let her. I'm 35, single, living in my apartment that nobody can take from me. The coffee tastes better in the mornings. The space feels cleaner. I sleep through the night without wondering if the person next to me is texting someone else. Vanessa started the game. She just didn't realize I knew the rules better than she did. Edit 1. People asked if I got an apology. She sent one generic email 3 weeks after moving out about mistakes and moving forward. I deleted it without responding. Edit 2. Marcus apparently didn't know the full situation initially. Once he realized, he backed off. Last I heard, they're not together anymore either. Edit 3. My parents are great. My mom still asks if I'm eating enough, and my dad helped me install new locks. Family comes through.